welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service, coming at you with another trucker that's out on the road. What's your name, sir?
Cletus, you always mess me up on this because I don't know what name to give you.
You're, I think you might go by the name Hunter from
Okay, well,
HW Cluster Repair.
I didn't know if I could say that or not. I didn't know if it was safe.
I think it's safe.
I hope so.
What are you doing, Hunter?
Well, Cletus, I am currently driving back from Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, hell yeah. And you're having a good day?
I mean, pretty tired. You know, I stopped at a Casey's this morning. They were all sold out of breakfast pizza.
I would have knocked that damn warmer over.
And I will remind you, you told me to stop there. So I had real high hopes for this Casey's.
Oh, you did stop at that one?
I stopped at that one. You said, hey, man, you said, I know exactly where you're at. There's a Casey's right up the road. And I said, you know what? And you're like, dude, get some pizza while you're in there. And I went in there, and I was like, there's not any pizza.
And Melinda must have been sick.
You know, I got crying. I mean, I was sitting there, and I walked up. They had 2 pizza stands empty, and I about fell to my knees and cried. I mean,
yeah.
now I'm like, my stomach's hurting. I need some Casey's breakfast pizza.
You know, them pizza warmers, the top of them are full of water. So if you get angry enough, you could just knock it over, and it's going to spill like almost boiling water over the ground.
Hot water.
And then they'll be like, oh, you know, they'll be like, what did we do to deserve this? And that's when you tell them. What good is a pizza warmer if there ain't no pizza in it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, who else? They say Casey's, not just a gas station. Okay, well, you are just a gas station if you ain't got the pizza.
If you ain't got breakfast pizza. And you see, that's the problem, is that you can go in at like 10 o'clock. So, like, by the time I get to this Casey in Bethany, I'm going to stop in, get fuel, and I'm going to want a slice of breakfast pizza. And it doesn't taste that good after it's been in the warmer for an hour because the cheese is hard. It's not melty anymore.
It's not flexible at all.
No.
It really
it's not no good.
When you take a shit later, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. It's not just going to run out.
Anyways, Hunter, have you been up to anything else lately other than cluster repair?
I have. I've been getting into upholstery work.
Oh, upholstery. Is that like chickens? Like tall chickens?
No, yeah, I mean, I guess you could think of it that way because it's up, you know.
That's a callback to that's me and Hunter's private conversation. We shouldn't bring that up. Upholstery. I know what upholstery is. Okay, I'm not going to give you shit on that anymore. Upholstery is whenever you got curtains.
Yeah, yeah, curtains, furniture. You got. From my understanding, there's your 2 main types of upholsteries that you got automotive and like in furniture.
Yeah.
The guy that I'm learning from, he also does a little bit of like I don't know. I mean, it's furniture, but like it's for a hospital. So.
Oh, he has the rolls of paper they just pull over the top.
No,
I didn't know that was upholstery.
Like. I don't know if it's like the benches you get your blood drawn on, or if it's like the waiting seat benches. I'm not entirely sure, but he gets large benches. They look big enough for about 2 people. They're pretty large.
Yeah.
He does the bottoms and he does the armrests.
You can throw up on that whole chair, and it ain't gonna get into the foam.
Yep. Yeah.
You can bleed out on that.
So whenever you do medical upholstery, it has to have a certain kind of material. It's like a certain vinyl. It's like a medical grade vinyl.
Yeah.
Because it's just medical grade. I don't know. I don't really know what the difference is. I think it's less like cut resistant. I think it's like more cut resistant is what I mean. Like, you know, you can't cut it as easy and stuff.
Yeah, because every time I go to a hospital, I start cutting the chairs open. I tried to,
Yeah.
and I haven't been able to get through one of them yet.
Well, it might be more like marine grade, because like you'd have like might be more like water resistant, for if like somebody sits down and they're like bleeding or something.
Do they have Navy SEAL grade?
No, as far as I know, it doesn't go that high. It's just
Okay.
marine. Yeah, it's just basic. It doesn't
All
go
right.
any higher than that.
Fuck, dude. All right. So, what? Why are we even talking about sewing? You're the cluster repairman.
Hell, the clusters are really it's just getting old. I needed something new. I needed a new hobby.
You just wanted to add more to your repertoire, which is French for things I do.
Hope this cop don't pull me over. You still there, Kletus?
It would be good content if you did.
Hey,
Don't
I'm
hang
ready
up.
for you.
Don't hang up. If you get
I'm
pulled
not
over
hanging up.
and
I'm
you
not
hang
hanging
up,
up.
dude. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm doing 71 and a 65. Hopefully he ain't too angry with
No,
me. I hope not.
you're
I
all
hope
right.
not.
That's not even bad. So the what I get out of it is you're doing clusters, you're changing out light bulbs, you're doing needles, you're doing back faces like white face gauges,
Yep.
doing all kinds of light bulb switches on like door panels and stuff, and then you're like, oh, I need to the armrest is not good on this truck, or something like that. And you're like, I want to learn how to fix that rather than just have somebody. I don't want to pay somebody to do it. I want somebody to pay me to do it.
Yeah.
So you're
Pretty
like,
much. Pretty
you
much how
go
it
on
was
the
at the
hunt.
end of the day.
You start hunting around. You're just looking around, searching, loitering around, looking for a sewing machine. Is that what I got out of it?
Yeah, for the most part. So the process, all I could say was the seats in my Tahoe are just terrible. I mean, terrible, god awful. Foam's gone, the leather's gone, the heated seat don't work, and so I just finally decided and I was like, you know what? I was like, one of these days I'm gonna get into upholstery. Well, I had a
Yeah.
customer come over. I was doing some switches for him and stuff, and did like an HVAC and stuff like that. He had a Suburban, and he was talking about having an older man that didn't live too far from me do his headliner. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I do headliners, and I was like, I haven't done them in a while. I was like, I really don't want to do it. He's like, okay, I said, yeah. But he was like, he said, yeah. He said, I'm gonna have him do the seats too. I said, oh, I was like, he does upholstery. He said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He does he does automotive and marine and all that. He does everything, furniture and all. I was like, okay. I was like, well, what's his name and information? He said, so he gave me all his information. I called him up one day and I was like, hey, are you willing to teach somebody? He said, I will teach you everything you want to know. He said, I'll teach you everything I know. And he said, and maybe we can learn some more together. I said,
He's the
okay,
Mr.
cool.
Miyagi of the
Of
upholstery
upholstery.
world.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
what does he have you doing to practice? Are you like pulling weeds and painting the fence and doing shingles and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like the Karate Kid 4.0 or whatever the newest movie would be.
I don't know. I don't remember what
I
it
don't
is.
know either.
So
But no,
he's
no.
actually
What?
you're
Yeah.
not trading
So
sexual favors or anything, are you?
no, luckily enough, no.
Blink
I
twice if
was.
you're in danger.
I
You
don't
blink
know if you can
twice.
see me. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Um, so, anyways, you
So
go to this old man's house. Hey
yeah,
there,
he's
little
like,
boy. You want to
that's
learn
how.
how to sew?
You Herbert off the Family Guy with the whistle.
Never heard of him.
That's how he talks.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of him. So anyways, you go to his house and he's like, "This is how you lay a double Dutch bead
No, nothing like
weave."
that.
Okay.
So I get down there, and I have an extra vehicle that's a parts vehicle laying around, and I was like, hey, I brought the seat, bottom seat, I was like, he said, okay. He said, well, I'll show you how to tear the seat apart to make a pattern. Okay. So we start there. That's like step one. He said, you got to learn how to take seats apart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we cut the threads and everything. We took them completely apart. You got to mark everything first. So you mark it all out. You mark your seams and you mark your pieces. So whenever you lay all your material out, whenever you lay it all out, you cut it all, you can put it back together exactly how you took it apart.
So you take all the stitching out of the original
Yes.
seats, and then you
Yep.
lay it down on new material.
Yep. Yep.
And it's all, how many pieces are in the bottom seat? Like the bottom cushion that you're sitting on right now. How many pieces of fabric is that?
Oh, well, in the semi, it's only like 3 or 4, but in a car, well, actually, it'd be more than 3 or 4, but so like in my '03 Tahoe, it is let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 pieces.
Yeah.
So we had to, you cut all the threads out, you lay it all down. So, and then before you lay it all out and you cut your material, we're doing new vinyl. We're not going to do leather. He doesn't like leather. I didn't want leather anyway, so it's not a big. So I didn't care.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you rich? You wear a Rolex? You have leather seats?
No, I
Everybody
wish.
runs with what? What'd you say? Polyester?
Vinyl.
Vinyl. That's where it's at.
So, well, excuse me. So, before you cut your material, before you mark your material and cut it, we attach you can call it sew foam, but what we used was old headliner fabric he had laying around,
Real
and
thin, right?
yeah, it's only like 1/8 inch, so it's pretty thin stuff. Normal sew foam that people use, which is more expensive than headliner material, that's why he uses headliner material, is about like 1/4 inch thick. It's about the thinnest you can go is about 1/4 inch.
Okay.
But you want to use that sew foam because it gives whenever you go to wrap your material, so if you take a seat bottom apart and there's foam on the back of your material, you want to put foam on the new material.
Right.
So I mean, that's just how you do upholstery.
Okay.
So we gotta glue the vinyl down to the headliner material. So he has a glue gun. It's like a special upholsterer glue gun. It's like a siphon gun. So instead of like a paint gun where it comes down from the top into the gun, it siphons it out of a can on the bottom.
Oh, all right. And does it
So
spray it kind of like, I don't know, me at the Holiday Inn on Tuesday night?
after tacos, yes.
Well, I was talking about like in the curtains whenever I'm spraying shooting webs is what they say. Feeding the chickens.
Oh. Yeah,
Feeding the
kind of like that.
chickens, spraying webs, playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It sprays it all over. Because I've seen like aerosol cans of that stuff, and it's just like, it's not like a straight line. It just makes
it's
super, it goes
yeah,
wide.
it's stringy. It's pretty stringy, yeah. And it does the same thing as the aerosol can.
Mozzarella sticks, yeah.
Yeah, mozzarella sticks.
So you spray all that on the
Yeah.
headliner, and then you lay your leather on top of it, making sure there's no creases.
Yep, yeah. You gotta go kind of slow. You hold one side up, and you start in the middle. You use the palm of your hand, and you pat and you push it down. You push it down, and you push it down, and you try to make sure it all lines up all beautiful and nice and neat. No creases, and no nothing bad in there. So we get it all lined out. We get it cut.
What are some of the tools? Would there be like a rolling pin? Is that something that maybe you could use in that situation?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. He's 85 years old, and he said he's been doing it since 1975.
I have a rolling pin in my drawer.
Yep.
Never used it for nothing except I needed a hammer. There was a nail on my deck that was sticking up a little bit too high, and I didn't want to go to the garage. and I had an idea, and I grabbed the rolling pin, and I banged that fucker bent over sideways, and then just kept hitting it, and so I wouldn't trip on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with sewing. Go on.
No, we just used our hands. You know, it wasn't like it was. That's what he
What
said
were
he
his hands
used.
like? Were his hands smooth from rubbing material all day, or were they
Uh,
rough? Did you shake his hand?
I did shake his hand. They're a bit rough. I mean, he's pretty old, you know. So
Okay. What about microfiber? Have you ever thought about that? You know how, like, you got calluses on your hands and you touch a microfiber and it's like Velcro.
it sticks. Yeah, like sticks to you.
Nobody's ever made a microfiber seat, I don't think.
Would you like for me to do that for your pickup truck?
No.
We can do that for your pickup.
All right. And then, so this is just you in the learning phase, right?
Yes,
And then you've moved on because now you own some equipment, I heard.
I do. I do. I own a Juki 562. It's an industrial sewing machine that can do. Well, it can do just about anything. It can
What
do
year?
vinyl, leather. What year?
Yeah,
Oh,
what
dude,
year is it?
I have no idea, man. It's cast iron. It was
That
made. It was made back in the 19s. That's all I can tell you.
back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Do you think
I
it
know
came
that.
from a sweatshop or something? Maybe a
I hope
sweatshop went
not.
down, and then now you have.
Maybe. I mean, Juki is a Japanese brand, I believe. So it might be from a sweatshop.
I don't think the Japanese really have sweatshops. I think it's more like Chinese and Indonesia.
Well, it could be a Chinese machine. I'm not entirely. I don't know where the origin of the machine is. I forgot where they make them.
All right, but you got a machine, and everything's been working properly. You've had no problems, and you've been sewing things together.
For the most part, yeah.
Didn't you say you had the bungle dairy or something was all out of whack?
The bobbin, yeah. I was trying
Yeah,
to tell you about that. No one
yeah.
knows what a bobbin is.
I still don't know, and you've told me 3 times.
So a bobbin is a metal wheel. Okay.
All right.
It goes in the bottom. So of a top stick. Oh man, I forgot what the name of it is. So it's a walking foot sewing machine. So it's super industrial. So like a normal sewing machine, it just sews the needle up and down, right?
Yeah.
My machine, it has a foot that goes forward. It's not a presser foot. It's just it has an actual like walking foot machine. And so like it has 2 feet on it. One's the presser foot that keeps it keeps a constant tension on the material, and it has the walking foot that literally it'll come up, go forward, come down. Once it hits the material, it pulls the material under the machine, and it walks that
It
material
walks
through
it
the machine
towards you or away from you.
into the machine, so away from me. It pulls it away from you.
Okay.
And so the top thread and the bottom thread, they come together and they form like a loop. Pretty much you can call it like a loop.
Yeah.
So like imagine you just got you got 2 pieces of a rope and you cross one over top of the other and you leave a hole where they're crossed at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what a industrial sewing machine does, is that it crosses the top thread and the bottom thread together, so you have a top thread on your material and a bottom thread holding it together.
Okay. And they're going over the top of each other. So when you do a stitch, is it just one line, or are the 2 lines kind of next to each other?
So they go together. So like where you have a top stitch, you have a bottom stitch.
Okay. What's your
It's
favorite color thread?
honestly, I would probably say it's scarlet. It's like it's red. I mean, it's because like red looks like a wine red. They showed me. I went and bought some thread last night, and I mean, black looks good. Black's not bad,
Yeah.
but
Red
yeah, I'd
Stitch is
say
cool.
scarlet. I'd say
Scarlett
scarlet.
Johansson.
Yeah. Oh man, that lady is good looking.
A Black Widow. And so what, have you finished any projects yet?
Yes, I have finished 3, but I don't count one because it looks like crap.
Oh, that's practice piece.
So yeah, so I did a headrest. It looks good. This looks pretty good for the most part. I use sewing pins, which is what people they're if you're sewing material, you got to use sewing pins. Well, the guy that I'm learning from and other people on YouTube, some of the people on YouTube, they don't even use needles like that. They just sew it. They just hold it and sew it. And I don't know how they do that.
Okay.
Other people, they use staples. They'll use a stapler like an office stapler, just like your normal everyday office stapler,
Yeah.
and they'll run like where you're going to sew it. They'll run it together. They'll hold it together and staple. That's what I did last night on an armrest cover I had.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just to hold it
So
together to make sure it's gonna go together the way they envision.
yes, yeah. That way, if you got like extra material, you can like cut it out real quick. Or if it's too short, you can scrap it. That way you don't have any unforeseen creases, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, an armrest and a headrest, it's pretty much, I mean, half of it's straight, but it's got real tight corners in it.
Yeah, and
Anytime you got to
rounded
make
too.
anytime you got to make a rounded sewing, they call it a corner.
Okay.
So corners are very, very hard. My headrest looks decent. For being my very first thing I've ever done, it looks pretty good. And I actually did like the sewing needles, but I did not like that they put creases in my material. I was like, well, I can't. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then the next time I used staples, so like I used sewing needles again for the second armrest, and they didn't have a stapler yet. It looked decent. I messed up on how I marked my material, so I actually kind of made it like upside down, so like it doesn't look that good, but it looks okay.
Hey, and I mean, you're still practicing. I think that all the dedication that you're putting into it, you obviously want to learn. You're gonna try to make it as good as you possibly can, and yeah, I mean, every time you sit down at that thing, you might make a mistake, but you might be learning from it. And people can't explain every little detail of everything, so you're gonna have to learn it on your own.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome. I think yeah, you're gonna only get better, and you're gonna start working on bigger projects. And I mean, I don't know, whenever you show up in 2 months with the shag carpet on the ceiling and your floor of your Tahoe, I'll be like,
Maybe people are gonna think a little differently about old HW, huh?
yeah, HW, he's made it. He's all the way up.
I'm
What's
all
that
the
song?
way up. Oh, all the way. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You can't stop me. I'm all the way
All
up.
the way up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so tonight I'm trying to get off work early like I did. Well, yesterday I had to wait on a buddy, so I didn't get home when I really wanted to, but I owed him a title. He bought a truck and I had to get him a title, so I kind of had to wait around.
Yeah.
And I went to the sewing shop, and so tonight my plan is to get home and I'm going to do another headrest. I'm going to take the material off the headrest I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remark new material, and I'm going to actually put headliner fabric, headliner material on the back of it. So it gives it a cushion.
Yeah.
Because the couple people I've talked to, and the couple people I've sent pictures and I've shown and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I made it a little big. which, I mean, it's not a big deal. Whatever. You know, I was just making it to make it. So it's a little big. I got to make it a little bit smaller. Got to make, you know, I just got to make sure I set my material out right. Now I mark it better this time, so it's not bigger. You know, it needs to be smaller than what I previously made. And the headliner material is going to act as my cell phone. And hopefully once I get done, it'll fluff it up a little bit. You know, it's going to fluff up the material. That's what it's there. It's a filler.
Yeah.
Or, like, if you're not going to put foam in it, you're going to have to make your material really tight. You know, you have to make it smaller than what the factory is.
Yeah, you're going to have to yank that motherfucker on there.
Yeah. So
when you get to the end, whenever you have a finished headrest, right? And you're slipping it over the top. Is there Velcro holding it together? Because you have to have holes. You're not sewing it while it's on the headrest, right? You're sewing it inside out.
Yeah.
Fold it right side out, slip it over the top. How are you attaching something like that? How are you hiding your seams? How are you doing stuff like that?
So the headrest actually has like a plastic, you could call it like a plastic clip on the bottom of it. That's actually hidden underneath it.
Okay.
And if you make your material the right size, like it is from factory, it covers it up and you don't see it.
Okay.
So it's kind of hidden, like it like folds back into itself. It like double folds on itself. And once it folds up twice, it goes into the clip, and then you fold it and it like pops into place.
Yeah.
Then once you do all that, it stays tight and hidden.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you start getting fat one day, and you need to make your pants bigger. You can do that now.
Yeah.
Or you rip a hole from your peni to your bootah. You know, you got to sew that thing up.
Yeah. Yeah. That was actually one of my first projects I did. That was actually one of the first things I did with that machine is that I grabbed a pair of pants that had a messed up pocket on it, and I sewed it back together.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the only thing I was gonna say, so you know, like some of these seats and like some of the material you see, it has like a top stitch. You can actually see the stitching on the top of it.
Yeah.
So that's called a top stitch. And last night I found out that you actually want to use bigger material than what your normal average everyday sewing is. And I didn't know that.
Okay.
You want to use it's called a 207 thread. And it's big. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And it's real thick, and it makes it really pop in the material.
Okay, so yeah, and do you have to have that?
So a top stitch it's there for two reasons. Okay, the first reason is for looks. It's just mainly there for looks.
Yeah.
The second reason is you can do it as long as you know how to do it, I should say. If you do it right, it'll look good. But you can do a top stitch, and you can do it to hold the inside material down on a corner. They're mainly made for corners, but you see them everywhere on straights and everything else. But you're mainly going to notice them on corners if you really start looking for them. And they're on the corners because it helps hide if there's if you have let's say your top material is coming out from the bottom material. You can fold that top stitch down into the bottom material, or that inside material. You can pull it down into the bottom material, put its top stitch in it, and it'll pull it and make it look flush.
Okay.
So it's got dual purpose. But a lot of people, it's mainly just there for looks. It's not real. It is integrity-wise. You can do it. It'll help, But if you sew it right the first time, you're not going to have the same problem the second time.
Have you ever had been fitted for a suit or anything?
No. Well, no, not really.
You've never had a
think
guy with
once.
the rope thing and puts it up there and measuring your legs and your arms, and then they tailor a suit for you or something, and then
No,
you feel so good.
the last time anyone walked up to me with a ruler, it was my stepsister, and she said, "Hey, step bro, how big is it?" And I was like, "Whoa!" And that's all I'm going to let off in that conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All right. Well, you know, different strokes for different
folks,
folks. Yeah,
folks.
folks. That's all, folks. That was a yeah.
Looney
So,
Tunes.
where do you see yourself in the sewing game in 5 years? Do you think you're just a mediocre? I can sew up some stuff. I can fix some stuff, or are you gonna be? People are gonna be like, I want to get a hunter suit. I'm gonna go to over to Hunters to get my suit hemmed.
Well, I don't see me hemming suits, but I'd say in less than 5 years, probably within a year, I hopefully see myself with my own shop and doing upholstery full time.
Really?
I really do, yeah.
All
Because
right. And you want
so
to
I
stay
don't.
at automotive or
Uh, my main gig is going to be automotive. That's what I'm going to promote. That I do automotive because I mean the seats in your truck look good, but like one of the other guys at work, I said, "Yeah, I'm getting into upholstery," and he said, "Oh, dude," he said, "I do my seats." I said, "I'm not that good." He said, "I don't care." He said, "Do them." He said, "They look god awful."
yeah? Okay, yeah. And it sounds kind of like the other guy that you're messing with or that's teaching you. Maybe he had that fire back in the day, and he's just full of so much knowledge and everything. But now he's kind of mellowed out, and he got a big contract with the hospital, and now it's a pretty easy process, and it's just maybe he's got some other
Well, he
maybe you're gonna have something like that. You're gonna sign a contract with somebody, and you're gonna be like, I will. Let's see, strip clubs. Strip clubs. They're
yeah,
gonna need
doing
slick
boots and
material
stuff.
that
Yeah,
boots. Thongs, curtains. There's curtains there.
yeah, curtains and
Drapes. Uh, Probably like a tail, like a butt plug with a tail on it.
yeah, yeah. I could probably sell that.
You know, so maybe that's what we do. We need to get some flyers made up and start dropping them
Yeah.
off at all the strip clubs.
So my plan is once I get good enough, I'm gonna go around to some of like the smaller dealers, not like any big name brand dealerships yet,
An
but
LLC.
uh, yeah. Once I actually do like once I get serious about the upholstery, I'm gonna do an LLC, and once I get good and I can show off my work, I'm going to take like probably like a handful of seats I have. Um, a handful of things I've done, and I'm going to go to a couple of the small time dealerships, where they sell cars, all the small time car dealerships,
Yeah.
and see if I can get some business with them. Like, hey, if we do like X amount of seats, I can give you like a deal or something, or like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so like because they're selling like a used car dealership. They're
Yes,
buying a
yeah.
used car and they're like, this is a great car, but it's got a rip in the seat.
It's got
And
a
they're like,
rip in the seat. The
get that
headliner's
get
bad.
yeah, get that Hunter guy over here to fix the seat, and we can charge these dummies another 5 grand.
Yeah.
That's the way
And
the
then
world works.
once I get with that, then once I get good at that, then maybe I can maybe I can move up, go to bigger dealerships. And I mean, I also want to do furniture, like couches and stuff like that. Like I have been thinking about once I have enough money, or I got it, because like right now, I'm not doing anybody's stuff. So once I save enough money, if I could like buy a used couch, and then I could buy some material and I could reupholster the couch and sell it.
Yeah, yeah. You would need to get in with some home builders and
Yeah,
be
I
like,
could
hey,
probably do
I'll
that too. Yeah.
custom make curtains and like just find a couch that you like. You don't like the color, I'll put the color on there.
Yeah, then I could charge them $1,000, and all I did was spray paint it.
There you go. And I like cup holders, and a lot of couches don't have cup holders. Maybe you're like, I can cut a hole right here, and then and yeah, I don't know, man. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. Everybody's gonna need to sit on something soft, and I'm glad you are gonna be there to help out some people's
Well,
asses.
hey man, that's what I'm here for, you know.
Yeah, and then the clusters, they'll be here and there. I'm guessing you're not gonna shut
Yeah,
down
but
the whole cluster thing.
no. I was thinking about that this morning or last night, and I was like, like I had a customer that texted me over. I've had a couple people text me this week, and I haven't shut them down. I'll still do it, but it's not my main concern, you could say.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna try to focus all my attention on sewing because I have clusters down to a T. I mean, you bring me if it's a GM cluster, if it 9 times out of 10 I can probably fix it. I can do something custom. There's a lot of things I haven't worked on. There's a lot of things I would like to get into, but the customers having to dealing with people online is a hassle. I do a lot of
Yeah.
shipping. I mean, probably 90% of my work this year, which I've made about $3,000 doing it this year, has all been from shipping.
Yeah, that's satire for the IRS, so they don't know.
They don't know. I mean,
This
I
is
haven't
satire.
made that
This is a
much.
comedy show. We're not.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't
This
make.
is
He actually did it for free. Charity.
yeah, it's charity work. I do charity work. I do real good charity work.
Um, is there any other aspects that you were tossing around in your head? Because I mean, you did. Did you just land on sewing, or were you just like, oh, there's all different types of things. Maybe you wanted to pick up welding.
So what really got me going was buying all these trucks that didn't have. It's hard to find a good truck nowadays, like an older truck like me and you like. It's hard to find an older truck with good seats in it anymore, especially leather, even cloth seats. They're all worn out, the foam's gone.
Full of farts.
Yeah, full of parts. You're getting down there and you're vacuuming the seat out, and all of a sudden a fart comes up and hits you in the face, and you're like, oh my God. And you can tell it's like 5 years old. It's just
Yeah,
real stinky.
no good.
Well, so I saw what like really got me into the upholstery side of it, because I've been doing research for months now. I mean, for over a year now, actually. I've been doing research into upholstery. I sold a truck to my buddy. My buddy's a bigger guy, and he's like 300 pounds or more. He was at the time. And I bought the truck back from him, and the driver's seat is gone. It is flat. I mean, there is no curvature to it. It's nothing. It
Yeah,
is flat as a pancake. And I'm
yeah.
like, well, I was like, oh, replacing that foam can't be that hard. So I started looking into prices of foam, and let's look into material. Let's look into what I could do to change it. And I was like, oh, okay, and that's what got me into it. Then I bought another trunk, and I was like, oh, well, I would like to have leather in this. So I started looking into the prices of it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, man, this is expensive. You know,
Dang.
it's like $1,000 just for a back seat.
Oh.
I'm not kidding, dude. Yeah, if you go and buy in my Tahoe, if I was to go buy pre-made fabric, pre-made leather or vinyl for a full back seat, it would be $1,000.
Oh, I didn't know it was that much. I thought you could get on lmctruck.com and buy the thing, everything for like $300.
I don't know. I haven't. I looked on eBay because I didn't know where else to look,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and I thought eBay would have good prices. Well, I was wrong.
Hey, let me ask you, do you like floor mats?
Yeah, why?
Would you like fabric floor mats, or do you like the rubberized ones?
I like hardwood flooring in my vehicles.
Hardwood flooring. What about tile?
Probably not tight. Too many curves, you know.
Yeah.
And
All right.
then
Well, so
it break too much. No,
this is
I like rubber. I don't really care for cloth floor mats. I like rubber floor mats.
okay because I was kind of I had already thought about. I've been thinking about all kinds of stuff in this conversation, and I was like, that is something. If you wanted to get your company name out there, and you're a stitcher guy, you make badass floor mats that match, and then have your little
Oh,
logo
dude.
down in the bottom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
But
cloth, dude. That would be now. But that is cool because you could buy an embroidery machine. You probably couldn't do the rubber ones, but if you bought cloth ones, you could put like a Chevy logo on it. You could put somebody's name on it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I told my wife. I was like, and she thought it was lame. But I was like, babe, I was like, if I got an embroidery machine, I was like, I could put like Mr. and Mrs. on the headrests. You know? I'm
yeah,
like, that would be cool. I'm like, yeah, that, in my opinion, that would be really cool.
oh, you make floor mats, and on the floor mats, it's got the gas, the brake, the clutch, the emergency brake. You know, it's a road map for what the fuck all the shit's on the floor is, and then you sell it to driver schools, driver training schools.
Oh, yeah?
And that, so whenever the kids look down, they're like, I just want to go to Chick-fil-A in my Tesla. They don't know nothing, dude.
No, dude.
They need to be able to look down and be able to see which one's the brake, which one's the gas. You're saving lives.
Saving lives, yeah?
All right, but back to my other thought. I have a problem with my truck where the
Okay.
floor mat, I have a nice rubber floor mat in the truck. It slides, even though it's got the nubs on the bottom, it still slides up under my clutch and my gas pedal. My brakes, you know, those don't go all the way to the floor. But the gas pedal, I have it on the floor, bud. And I can't give her all the beans if there's a floor mat keeping me from there. And then the clutch, I'm grinding gears, and you're like, this guy don't know how to drive. He's like, hey, the clutch needs to be all the way down, and the floor mat's fucking with it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, would sewing floor mats into the carpet be a good idea?
I don't know, because you'd have to, I don't know.
Or a
That
hook?
would be tough.
I've seen floor mats that have like the little hooks, or like they have like the little buttons. You can push them in, like, but it's usually like factory floor mats for a truck or whatever, and
Yeah.
you can like mount
You could
the
you could
floor mats, and they
probably
don't slide around at all.
you could probably sew the floor mat. You could probably sew like buttons in, like snap buttons.
Yeah,
You could probably sew them in. Yeah, that would work.
because right now I have a bungee cord wrapped around the framing of my driver's seat, hooked to the floor mat, to keep that motherfucker from sliding.
Well, then why don't you buy like nicer floor mats?
They are nice floor mats. There's no, these are top of the line floor mats.
Where'd you get them, O'Reilly's?
I found them in somebody's trash can.
I found them.
They're good floor mats. You know, you spray the rubber, you hose them off, and they're brand new. Anyways, no, I don't know. I'm having a problem where now my floor mat is kind of like bunched up. I don't know. So I was like, oh, I wonder if maybe like, oh, we'll just pull your carpet out of your truck, stitch around the floor mat, and then the floor mat is stuck. It's never coming out.
I don't think. I mean, would you want that though?
I don't know. I don't know what I want out of this life. I'll
My
tell you,
machine's too small to do something. Cause like what you're saying is like in the older trucks, they have a carpet floor, but they have like that little piece of rubber. Like,
yeah,
they got like a piece like, yeah.
yeah, that's sewn
And
in there, dude.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, it might be glued in. It could be glued, you know.
Oh yeah, could be.
I don't know. I don't know if it's sewed or if it's glued. I know what you're talking about.
I've
You're
gotten
talking about
I've gotten close
doing
to sewing it
something.
in with self tappers. That's what I'm about
You,
to do.
you're talking about doing something like that. I get what you're saying. You know, not taking like an actual floor mat, but like, you know, making it look good, but also having a floor mat so your carpet's not getting disgusting every time you get in your car.
Yeah, I can't be having that truck is pristine,
Dude,
and
that truck is in like grade A condition.
the people, everybody that comes around me and my truck, all they have to concern themselves with is the floor mats getting stuck under the clutch and the gas pedal.
Yeah.
They're like this thing is a piece of junk. You know, everything else is great, but that floor mat's really throwing me off, and
No, I get it.
that's
I
where
get
I'm
it.
at. I also don't even have a headliner in the thing.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What else? Oh, visors. I think you like so some trucks. Well, almost all of them. The fucking warning labels all over visors, dude. Who gives a shit about the warning labels on the visors? I want my shit to look nice. I want to be able to shut my visor and not have any warning labels. That's something else you could take care of. That's something people could unbolt. They're not going to miss it that much. They can send it over to HW's. What did we come up with a name?
We had a couple different names, but we never had a good one.
Sewing, Hunter Sewing.
Yes.
Anyways, they can, instead of mailing you a damn cluster, they're mailing you their motherfucking
Sun
visors,
visor.
and then you are adding in mirrors, you're adding in lights, you're what else could you add in? A road map, maybe
Yeah.
like
A
I don't know.
GPS tracker, like, you know, you can fold it down and it's like a GPS
Yeah, a notepad,
notepad. A
a
live
mirror.
scope for fishing.
Oh, here, guess what? People that want to impersonate police officers, you could sew some, well, I don't know, just like modify it to where it's got police lights in it, and then you just fold them down and you look like undercover.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know, that would actually be kind of cool if you had like lights on the spine, the back spine of your, or the front
Oh
spine of your
yeah.
thing. That'd be kind of fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know. Because my visors, they're falling apart. I had loosely tacked in with like little thumbtacks an American flag. I had like the stars and some of the stripes on the left side, and then I had all just stripes on the right side. It looked beautiful. I sold the truck to my brother, and he rolled the window down, and the damn thing blew out.
The headliner.
No, the visor. I had just like
The
some
the whole
some
visor flew out.
No. I just had it
Oh, just the
tacked in
American
there with,
flag.
with thumbtacks. Yeah, and then he had thumbtacks all over the place.
So here's the thing with taking out the seatbelt warning.
Uh-oh.
The problem is that if you take out a seatbelt warning and somebody gets into an accident, they could sue if they were not wearing a seatbelt. They could sue you because there was no warning in the vehicle saying that you have to wear a seatbelt. This is what could happen if the children is sitting in the front seat with the seatbelt on.
All right. Well, maybe I don't know. I don't know. Whenever you get in a car accident, I don't think the cop or even the insurance adjuster are like, make sure the visor has the seatbelt warning on it. I don't think that's a thing. I think that's a little far stretch.
Well, I'm just saying that it's a possibility, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a lot of people have visors that don't have mirrors in them, and you could add something like that to them. That would be very interesting, I think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you could probably do that. You could do like wood or something and have a little mirror, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just spitting out ideas over here, free of charge.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I'm in fucking Tulsa, and these I'm out here quite often, but I'm still not used to the highways quite all that well because sometimes I go left here, sometimes I go right here, sometimes they got that shut down, sometimes I can't go that way, you know. And now I'm like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going right now. I'm going left, and ain't
Which
nobody
way do
gonna
you go
stop me.
down there?
I took 69 all the way down to 44, then 44 over to 244, and now I'm headed down over this way. I don't
Yeah,
want
because
to.
you can
I don't
take
want to
because
get too
because
close.
once you get on 44, you can take like I don't know if it's necessarily 244, but once you hit 44 and you hit Tulsa, you just go straight east. Like you just stay straight,
Yeah, don't get
and
gay. Don't be
it'll
gay
get
in
you there.
Tulsa. It ain't gonna get you there if you're gay down here.
Yeah, might watch out, dude. Fucking Sylvester Stallone might be down there
Oh,
making
Tommy Lee
another.
Jones, or not
I mean,
Tommy Lee Jones.
making
What's his name?
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester. What's his name? The guy from Bad Santa. Not Tommy Lee Jones. What's his
Oh,
name? I know
I
his
don't
name.
know.
He's the guy. He's the guy. He's getting a band.
Yeah, the guy, the guy that plays Landman, right?
Yeah,
Same actor.
Tommy Ricky or something like that.
Pretty
He's
sure
got
it is
two.
Tommy Lee Jones, isn't it?
No. Tommy Lee Jones is from Fugitive. Wait, hold on. No. I don't fucking know. What the hell's his name? Rickety. Not Rickety. Anyways, moving on. If you know, leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Who is the actor for Landman that also plays Bad Santa? The main
What
actor. What's his name?
we won't know until this episode comes out and somebody leaves a comment.
Yep.
Speaking of comments, did you see that meteor in Ohio?
There's a meteor in Ohio.
Yeah.
Did it hit Earth?
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
That's all I know about it. Thought you
Speaking
would
of
know the
Earth,
rest.
did you know that Earth is flat?
I mean, in some spots it is. So some places there's mountains, and other places there's like
No,
hills and shit.
no, it is all a delusion. It's part of the Matrix, dude. It's all flat.
So I get when I'm going uphill in my Chevrolet, and
It's
it
it's the
starts clickety
Matrix.
clackety because it's under too much pressure, and it starts running bad.
It's the Matrix, dude. It's
That the Matrix doing
programmed
that to
to
me.
do that.
It does it randomly too, so I guess maybe it is. It is just like the Matrix.
It's programmed, dude. It's like it's in the programming within the Matrix, within the flat Earth. That
How how deep is it
whatever. How deep is what?
though? The Earth,
It's
all of it?
flat, dude.
Yeah, but how deep does it go? Like if you dig a
No,
hole,
it's flat.
there can't be holes in it.
No, dude. It's just part of a simulation, dude. Every time you dig a hole, you think it's a hole, but it's really just flat.
Yeah, you're just tripping.
Yeah, you just don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean?
So the Earth is flat,
Oh yeah,
and how wide is it?
well, as wide as it has to be. It's like a circle, you know?
Is it render as you go?
Yeah. It's just like Minecraft.
Okay.
It only loads the parts where there are people.
What if I'm alone though?
Yeah, it'll load that for you because you're there. But like,
Oh,
yeah. But like
wait.
if you drive away, like that area will not load again until somebody else goes through that area.
What if there's a camera there? What
Well,
about
it sees that
nobody's
camera
there, but it's a
as
camera?
an entity, so it's still, it's still going. You
Right,
know,
right. What about animalias?
animals.
Yeah, will the
Well, like
Earth render
animals
for
are just like
animals
people. Yeah, yeah. They're just. I mean, they're organic living organisms.
and fish,
So are fish.
bugs?
They're mammals and
Oh,
insects too. Yeah.
what
So
about
like
plants though?
no, not plant. No, the plants are part of the system.
Okay, but what about a
So like
Venus flytrap?
it's a fucking, oh man, you got me there. I mean, yeah, it would load it, I guess. It doesn't have eyes either, so like would
No,
it
it
wouldn't
doesn't.
even see what's going on.
Yeah, and it would if there was a bug there, which would be like a fly, right? That
Yeah.
would be their rendering, and that's the
Yeah,
only time.
rendering the area. Yes.
Everybody knows Venus flytraps will never bite unless there's a fly.
Yeah. So like if you take a field, okay, and you take a field and you take a 10-mile radius around that field and you remove everything from that field,
Yeah,
it will not change until somebody goes there. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, it will look the same until somebody goes to load it in. Once they get within like 10 miles of it, it loads everything in.
like what if a meteor hits it? It doesn't.
Yeah,
It won't even hit it.
it wouldn't load until somebody was there.
So
Like as you
bugs
like
are though.
you
Bugs are there in the dirt though. You'd have to go into the
no,
sand or something.
I'm saying take everything away. Everything. Bugs, people, animals, all of it.
I would have to dig a hole.
But it's just a simulation.
I'd have to put a lot of traps out there. Has anybody ever done that?
I don't know, dude. That's a, you can't. That's the problem. There's
I
too many
can't, or you can't.
too there's too many variables. Do I sound like our other coworker yet?
Oh no. You're one of your own.
Oh.
Yeah,
Dude, I
dude.
just thought he was like, at first I was like, oh, dude, I was like, this guy's like really smart. I was like, he knows what he's talking about. He knows the law and stuff.
Yeah, I
And
told you
then
to quit
next
paying
time,
taxes.
yeah. And then next time I see him, this guy's like, dude, did you know this? And I'm not saying what he said on your podcast. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Oh,
I'm like,
penises go inside out.
no.
What was he saying?
Do you want me to say it?
Say it quietly, just so. Yeah, whisper it.
He said that Hitler was right and that it's all the Jews' fault.
Hitler was who?
Hitler was right.
Everybody knows he was white.
Right.
Yeah,
He was right.
the Third Reich.
Oh my God.
He was part of the Third Reich.
No. Anyway. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, some people say some crazy shit all the time. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just
Third Reiching it up?
thought, yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no,
I
no.
mean, I do have blonde hair and blue eyes, so
Oh,
like
God. You're the
I
devil?
would be. Maybe that's why Louis trusted me. Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we're going to
He's
have to
gonna
end it
fuck.
on that. Not just because I
Yeah.
got to my place and I have to offload my boxes.
No, he's gonna find out. Fuck. Oh no, I'm not safe anymore.
Nobody's safe. All right, Hunter.
All right,
End
Cletus.
it out. End it out. Tell me where to find you. Tell me what
All
about
right.
you. Anything you want to say.
I'm very hungry. My name's Hunter. HW. That's what I'm gonna go by from now on is HW. I'm very hungry. I'm out here in the middle of Iowa, and there's nothing but cows and fields.
Eat one. If they're
Eat,
rendering in,
no,
they're able to eat.
if they're rendering, yeah. They're rendering all right.
All right, Hunter. Adios.
All right, we'll see you on the next one.
Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.